Then moving on to Jalen Tate at 6'6", to have a guy that can play the point guard position with his length, his defensive ability. You're talking about, at the Division I level, being the Defensive Player of the Year, three-time All-Defensive Player in his conference. Every year he's played college basketball, he's been on the All-Defensive team. Somebody that we felt losing Jimmy Witt's ability to guard the best player on the other team, whether it's a 1, 2, or 3. Jalen now allows us to do that. He's a very good rebounder for his position. So I think he also gives us great flexibility, just as Jimmy Witt did, and just like Caleb and Cody Martin did for us at Nevada. And then obviously, Dante Davis is a guy that can play both guard spots and has great length, and a guy that's been committed and excited all the way back from November, and somebody that's got great pride in being a Razorback player. So, both the new guys, Vance and Jalen, they've been asking for their paperwork for several days and had to wait till this morning to get it. They were excited to sign. They want to be here. They've handled everything with great professionalism, incredible maturity. They've shown leadership throughout the process on how they deal with us. They pick up the phone every time we call them. Both guys return every text message. We've had in-depth conversations about not only basketball but life as well. They've asked a ton of questions about things like they should, and we're excited about all three of these guys.
Hey, with Vance looking up your last year in Nevada, I think you guys were 14-0, ranked 6th going into Albuquerque, and he had I wrote down here, 18 points, 10 boards, 7 assists, 3 steals. Pretty good game. What kind of impression did that make on you, and how much did that make you want to add him to your team now?
Yeah, off that particular team, Bob, obviously we were rolling, being undefeated, the top, 10 in the country. We felt like his versatility was the only player in our conference at the time that could match our guys' versatility, because, we had 4 guys that could kind of play 4 positions, and Vance kind of, negated that. He's been known to step up in big games. Obviously, New Mexico's biggest game that year was when we went in there. They had their biggest crowd of the year. He stepped up against a ranked team.
Hello. It's our Wednesday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio here on KDSJ 479, as we come to you here each and every day from Monday through Friday from 1 to 2 p.m. And we let you hear audio for those that didn't get a chance several weeks ago to hear Coach Eric Musselman break down his 2020 recruiting class, a class that's ranked 5th nationally. Some services have it 6th, but it's a top 5 class or a top 10 class, which you can't ask for anything more in year 1 under Coach Musselman. But hey, we got a great show today. We got another Hog Eye segment on here coming up shortly. We're going to make a trip all the way down to Austin, Texas, where Arkansas, and we just talked about Coach Musselman, they got their eye on a big-time 2021 prospect out of that area. He goes to Westlake High School. KJ Adams will be joining us. The young man has a lot of options. Put out his top 10 just yesterday evening, and we'll talk to KJ about the top 10, where Arkansas sits, and much, much more. And then we're going to follow that up by making our way all the way to Miami, Florida. South Beach. Yeah, I did say South Beach. Well, we're going to catch up with 2021 defensive end prospect from Homestead High School. We're going to catch up with Dante Anderson and find out what he and Coach Derek LeBlanc and that staff there at Arkansas have been talking about as far as Razorbacks and he is concerned. But I want to go over real quick before we get it going to my guy. What's up, my main man, Demetrius Johnson?
What's happening with it, Pat? What you doing today?
We're just going to try to get it going, keep it rolling, keep the Hall guys going because, we always say, Demetrius, they don't stop and neither will we. So we're going to let you take a quick break, pay a few bills, and then when we get back, we're going to have him on, the big 2021 power forward, the 4-star young man out of Austin, Texas, Westlake High School. KJ's up next. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Let's get it.
Team makeup and we are going to be bigger. We're going to be stronger. But we still want to play. We still want to play with pace, and I think that when you look at like Connor and Vance, like up front, we'll probably, even though we're much bigger, we will shoot more threes. At least at the 5 spot with Connor and obviously Vance being more of a traditional 4-man than we played last year. He's going to take a lot of threes at that position as well.
And as far as just with kind of multiple point guards, and you talked about maybe playing Isaiah some at point. Is that still in what you plan on doing? Is working him some at point guard as well?
No, I think Isaiah will be. He's he's still. He and his family still have discussions about testing the waters and right now, I'm sure that the focus is probably on that decision-making process, and I think that for sure we want Isaiah, if he comes back, we want Isaiah to be in more ball-handling situations, but I think he...
Welcome back to our Wednesday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio. And real quick, before we get with our special guest, the guy that all Razorback fans and everyone across the country would like to know and are going to be waiting on where he's going to choose to make his school. I want to give a shout out real quick to our sponsors that make this possible. With that being said, Lindsay and Associates, Locomotion, Corey Beck's Custom Painting, and KDK's Chicken down at 989 South Razorback Road. But now on to one of our special guests, and he's a special priority, a top priority for Coach Chris Crutchfield, Eric Musman, and that staff. So let's bring on 2021 forward. I call him a baller from Austin, Texas, Westlake High School, KJ Adams. KJ, welcome to On the Hill, my man.
Thank you for having me on.
KJ, get off into the recruiting process, young man. It goes back to last summer in the EYBL. Your summer team, Team Griffin, went on a tremendous run. I had the chance to see you guys here in Fayetteville back at the Made Hoops at the opening event. And I mean, man, you're a baller. Talk about the recruiting process, and even more so with Arkansas. They just came out with an offer. You're about to talk to them here shortly after our segment. Talk about that relationship and how that's starting to build.
Well, everything with Arkansas has been pretty smooth, really, because I had a good relationship with Jimmy at that place for them right now, and everything's been really smooth with them. They've talked to me, showed a lot of interest way before the offer, but I really like Arkansas. I like really the facilities, the weight room, the locker room, really nice. They showed me that on a Zoom call a couple of weeks ago, so that was pretty cool. But just the recruiting process, it's been really stressful just because I have a lot of options. Right. It's a good stress. I would take this over not having anything, but it's really stressful just because you got to figure out which school wants the best for you and which school is going to take you to the next level. So that's what I'm struggling right now. And I usually just on interest, which school wants to take care of me and just wants to build me as a person too. So that did go a lot to the top 10. And I want a school that really wants me. So if they weren't really talking to me, they probably weren't on the top 10.
When you look at your game, KJ, are you looking to play more of a half-court style, or as Coach Musselman and many other programs are starting to go to that pace with space? I mean, or have you decided on the style of play that you want to play at the collegiate level?
Definitely a fast offense and probably an offense with space because I'm a down the hill player and working on my shot, but mostly with space because that's mostly how my game evolves.
Playing with the guys on your team there at Team Griffin. Unfortunately, we're going to hope you guys get in a little of that EYBL season before you get back into your senior year. But being able to play with guys like Trey Alexander, Jackson Robinson, Damian Collins, talk about that group of guys. Because all you guys are high major priorities for one program or another. But talk about just how big that is and how much you think that's going to help you prepare for playing at the next level with guys of the same type of talent.
Yeah, oh my God, playing with all those guys together was basically a dream. Like it was everything got together and everything was flowing really well. So that really helped a lot because at the first part of the season, I don't think we realized how good we were.
Right.
So that definitely helped it a lot because we didn't know how good we were and we didn't know our potential. And then that's just the team perspective. But when everybody got on there, like everybody heading to that summer, not really many people had that many offers. I had a couple, me and Trey had a couple, and then right when that summer came, bam, Jackson had 5 offers right off the bat, and like it was off one tournament, and then bam, Damian's getting like 4 or 5 a day, and then Trey's getting a bunch. He got Kansas and stuff, so it just kept rolling in, and we started getting confidence, and then we hit a slope when we lost to Mocan, and then ever since that we were killing teams all summer.
Talk about just who are some of the NBA or collegiate players that you like to pay attention to, KJ, at your position, kind of study what they do and maybe add parts of it to what you do on Tuesdays, Fridays, or even in your summer season.
Yeah, of course Blake, because I have Blake Griffin, because I have a good connection with him. Because back in like high school days, college days, he was of course a slasher. He used to get around the rim, but now as you'll see him shoot about 4 or 5 threes, almost not a game, but pretty close. And that's why I see my game as coming to.
Now, I come to Westlake High School. I'm in Austin, Texas. Got popcorn, soda pop, KJ Adams. What type of ball player will I see in the big fella for 4 quarters once that ball is thrown up?
Can you say that again?
What type of player will I see in KJ for 4 periods once that ball is thrown up if I'm at the gym there at Westlake High School?
I'm definitely first off a leader. I really base myself off being a leader when I play with my high school because they see me as that guy. So I'm basically a leader and a really good facilitator. And then I would just say a winner because if I don't score a point and have 20 assists and win the game, I'd do that any day.
I like that. Can you talk about being there in Austin, Texas, in the backyard there at the University of Texas? As a family, are you guys feeling any added pressure to maybe stay home, be a Longhorn, or is this just a situation you're going to weigh all your options and do what's best for KJ Adams?
I'm definitely going to weigh all my options down because, like, Texas, I never disliked Texas, but Texas was never really, like, my favorite school.
Because a lot of people are happy to hear that.
My mom was an Aggie, so we grew up being Aggies, but as you can see, they're not in my top 10, so that's out of the picture.
No home phone calls to the parents about why KJ why we not on the list, none of that.
I know my mom got a little banter from that. So
talking with KJ Adams, big time 2021 prospect out of Austin, Texas, Westlake High School. The big man just came out yesterday with his top 10 schools. KJ, I want to talk to you about just how you get your workouts in with the EYBL season not going as planned. How do you stay in shape and stay up to speed with your game?
Well, it's hard because there's no gyms open, so you almost gotta improvise. So like, I have a trainer, and they're starting to tear down like the hoops. So we've found this one church that lets us go there, and it's outdoors. So we've kind of been roughing it out there with all the guys.
Say when you gotta get it out the mud, you gotta get it out the mud. Huh?
That's pretty fun. And then my weight trainer before it started like being really big. She dropped off all the equipment that I need, so I can FaceTime her and work out with her at home. So I do that. So that I'll do those things twice a day, and then I'll be good. So I usually hit them out in the morning, like 6 a.m. with her, and then 8 a.m. with my shooting coach.
And I know in the early signing period, have you decided on if you're going to sign early, or will this be something, KJ, that you move on back into that April signing period, or is that still yet to be determined?
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna sign pretty early. I want to sign probably the beginning of my senior year.
Awesome. Now let's have a little fun. And we're talking KJ Adams. KJ, we riding around Austin, Texas, my man. You and me. You with the OG, but don't let that affect your playlist. What's the first 5 songs we vibing to, man, in Club KJ Adams?
What's the first artist we're vibing to?
Yeah, what's the five artists we vibing?
Okay, well, Polo G just hit out with a good album, so I've been listening to that for a little bit. Lil Uzi came out with a good album. We listened to that. The other 3 probably Trippie Redd.
I like
Drake. That. Yeah, and let's see. That's all I got for right now. That's all the people I'm listening to right now.
I'm rolling with you, my man. I'm rolling on 6th Street down there in Austin with you. We down for that? Well, KJ, I want to thank you for taking time out. I'm going to make one statement, my man, and I would hope that you finish it for me. When basketball is done with, for KJ Adams of Austin, Texas, Westlake High School when he played as a collegiate, and I'm pretty sure he'll get a chance to play at the professional level. When all that's done and you hang up the shoes, what will what's the second phase of life for KJ Adams after basketball?
That's an interesting question, but probably I feel like whatever life happens, it happens for a reason. But what I really would want to do is, I'm really good with doing film. I like to do a lot of film stuff, make documentaries, stuff like that. I'm in film level 4 in my level 5 in my class. So I do a lot of editing and stuff like that.
Man, I'm telling you, I can't tamper, but I got a spot for you here as an intern if you decide Arkansas is your place. But I'm not tampering. I'm not tampering at all. Well, KJ, my man, love having you on. Hey, let's not make this the last time that you're a guest on our show. As we always tell our kids, our show is your show, our line is your line. And throughout the basketball season, let's have a KJ update if you'd be up for that.
Yes, sir, of course.
All right. Hey, KJ, have a blessed one. Enjoy the next conversation you have with a Power 5 program I think the people in the state of Arkansas know a little bit about. But you have a blessed day, my man, and good luck on your senior year.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
That was KJ Adams, the big-time 6'7", 6'6", power forward. Just a baller, Demetrius. When you looked at his film, what did you see before we move on to our next Hall Guy segment? We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll get back with our next guest. We'll be back with Dante Anderson out of South Beach, Miami, Homestead High School. He's up next. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Back in a moment.
Some guys email back, some you never hear from. We feel like, the interaction, or at least getting a hold of the transfer, we've pretty documented. We've gotten a hold of most of the top guys and had conversations and been in the arena with them at least.
And Coach, you've got some guys that are still unsigned right now, but it looks like at the least that you'll have 9 players who haven't played an actual game as a Razorback next year. Have you been in a situation like that? You might have been in the NBA or something, but in college, have you been in a situation like that?
Yeah, I think it's really similar to even after our first year at Nevada. I'd have to go back and look it up, but again, I'm only guessing. Like, you guys do way better research than me, but I'm going to assume it's pretty much the same thing as far as number of guys and certainly when you plan ahead.
Welcome back. It's our Wednesday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio. We come to each and every day here on KDSJ 479 from 1 to 2 p.m. And we're going to continue on with our Hog Guy segment because we started this several weeks ago when Coach Pittman and Coach Muss and their staff decided to go out and do a lot of hog hunting. We called it the Hog Guy. So we made our way to Miami. That's South Beach in Florida, to Homestead High School, where we're going to catch up with 2021 defensive end, 4-star prospect, Dante Anderson, DA. Welcome to OTH, my man.
What's up?
Talk to us, my man. Arkansas comes out. They've been recruiting you for quite some time, Dante. You have quite the relationship, or are building the relationship with defensive line coach Derek LeBlanc. Talk about how that's going, and what are some of the things that when you talk to Coach Derek, he tells you about the university?
He's like my friend. I'm fast to get off the ball. I play stuff.
What is it, about all the other schools that are recruiting you? Who are some of the schools right now, Dante, that are showing you high interest heading into your senior year?
Florida, Georgia Tech, Florida State, Miami, Arkansas, all that.
Now, what is it that you're looking for, Dante, that's going to push one school in front of the other when you make that final decision? What's that one particular thing that you'll be concentrating on?
Like, what's best for me? Will I get like a better after school, my degree too?
Now, playing there at your high school there, and here Hempstead High School, talk about that culture, Dante, and what is it about Hempstead that you're going to be able to take with you at whatever school you choose to go to that you can always lean on?
My coaching.
I like that.
My coaching.
How do you get since this COVID pandemic came out, you're not able to go through your last senior year of spring football or be able to get into the gyms? How does Dante Anderson get his workouts in so that he can be in shape when, we get back to normal life and you can get back on the football field?
Well, I'm working out right now as we speak and getting to work on.
Now, when you sit down, Dante, and you looked at your junior season with your defensive coaches and your head coach, what were the things that stood out to you that you really liked, and then what were some of the things that you sat and made notes about that you're working on here in the off season?
I'm not able to do it. I'm a sophomore.
Oh, 2022. I'll make a note. Dante is a 2022 young man, so I'll have to make a note of that. That's my fault to all our listeners. And Dante, I'm glad you corrected me, man. That's what you're supposed to do. When you look at college or NFL players, who are some of those guys that play your position, Dante, that you like to pay attention to?
Brian Burns, Jaden.
You like all physical guys, don't you?
Yeah.
Now, what type of football player, when I come to Hempstead High School there in South Beach in Miami, Florida, for 4 quarters, when I got my popcorn and my soda pop, when that ball is kicked off, what type of ball player will I see in DA?
A beast, a dog. Animal.
Now, Dante, are you in the? Do you plan on signing or when you do come out of high school? Is that the plan? 2 years from now, sign early and get into your college and get to work, hopefully to gain a spot on the roster.
Yeah,
I like that. Now let's have a little fun, my man, before we let you go. And I want to thank you for taking time out here on OTH. But we're riding around South Beach, me and Dante Anderson, just riding around. I'm OG. What's the first 5 songs on your playlist, DA, that I'm going to get a chance to listen to?
All right. Kodak Black, Hot Boy, Raw Weed, Young Boy, and like
that last one.
That last
one.
Baby.
I go with that. Yeah, we can definitely vibe. Also, now the final question. I want you to finish the statement. And once again, thank you for taking time out. I know you're in your workout, in the lab, getting better. But when football is done with, when it's finally over, you played college, professional, hung up the cleats and the pads, put the helmet away. What will Dante Anderson be doing with life after football?
Probably a sports medicine or coach.
I can see that, Dante. I can see that in the film. But hey, man, let's not make this our last time you on the show, correct? Our line is your line, our show is your show, and then during the football season, we'll come back and get some Dante Anderson updates. You down?
Yeah.
All right, D. Well, have a blessed one. Continue that workout. Get it stronger, and have a great junior campaign, my man.
All right.
All right. Want to make a note. I did mess up. That was my oversight, Dante is a 2022 defensive end prospect from Homestead High School there in Miami, South Beach. So that was a mistake on my part. We don't make too many mistakes, but it's
That's
good.
all right. I had it right under his information, but I wouldn't be surprised. The kid look way older, you just look at his build. He definitely look like a junior.
That's the one thing. And for all our listeners, and I got every kid. It just seems like you hear the Demetrius. They getting bigger. They don't look. These kids don't look like 10th graders. These kids don't look like soon-to-be seniors. I mean, you kind of get what Coach Pittman meant with about what he said, recruiting like you're on steroids.
Absolutely, and I'm gonna correlate this to basketball. You kind of touched on it too. You said Muss is recruiting at such a high level. It's going to be hard to even make the team unless you're 6'3" and up. You got guys 6'5". Playing point guard now, so you definitely see these coaches definitely going out the professional built athletes, and I think that's what you have to do when you're in the toughest league, especially in football. When you're in the toughest college conference, you have to go.
Well, we'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back and get some of your questions and thoughts that you'd like to share with us. This is On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Back in a moment.
Is understanding the work ethic involved. Practices are different. Certainly, going against top level talent can help players and can help them understand, the level of competition and so forth. But there's a lot of great, some of the best coaches I've ever seen are coaches that coach at small schools, and they do an incredible job of getting their teams to play hard, getting their players to understand. So, I think it'd be too broad just to talk about a prep school against a high school, because again, some of my very best friends are coaching at smaller high schools and might not have college players year in and year out, but they might do a better job than a lot of college coaches in preparing young kids for life and understanding work ethic and being on time. And there's just so many factors that go into, programs, whether it be a high school program or a prep program.
Appreciate it, and by the way, I won't be putting on that Padres cap anytime soon.
What's that?
I said I won't be putting on that Padres cap anytime soon.
I got one for you. I got a visor for you.
Scotty? Yeah, I wanted to go back to Vance for just a minute. I'm curious how that process with him went, because he was thinking the portal for like 2 days. He jumped the board with you guys pretty quick. What was that time period like?
Yeah, Scotty, I think it's unique because, he's one of the very few players that when he transferred from UConn, we recruited him really hard at Nevada. Obviously, he was a Los Angeles, player who went to UConn. Nevada and California are close. We felt like that was, we had recruited a lot of guys out of LA. So we recruited him hard, and then obviously, for Vance, he went in conference. He didn't come to Nevada, but he went to a school in our conference, and so we played him twice a year. I think that he, saw the success of the team and the success of some individual players. If we had not recruited him.
Welcome back. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio. Well, we said we would take questions, but sometimes when you get great players on and guys that can make an impact for the University of Arkansas or any program, you gotta let the big fellas come on because they'll lead the way. So we thought we'd head on and keep this whole guy segment going as Sam Pittman and his staff, Coach Brad Davis and the Arkansas offensive staff, went all the way to Jacksonville, Florida, and made an offer today to Bishop Kenny, 2021 offensive center guard prospect, Michael Myslinski. What's going on, Mike?
Not much. How are you doing?
I'm really, really well. Let's get off into your recruiting, big fella. It just seems like today, a little over an hour or two ago, the University of Arkansas and Coach Davis and Coach Pittman came out with that offer. Talk about what that conversation was like to get that offer.
Well, first of all, I'm honored to be offered by University of Arkansas, and Coach Davis. He reached out to me today, and we just kind of talked about connections. My dad coaches Coach Pittman at North Carolina back in 2012, so it's a connection. My dad's great friends with Coach Pittman, and Coach Davis. He was talking about he likes my film, and how we're just going to continue to keep building this relationship, and hopefully just keeps going.
Mike, when you talk about that, with your dad having a prior relationship with Coach Pittman, and then you turn around and Coach Davis also having been coached by Coach Pittman, and he's the offensive line coach here at Arkansas. When you look at Coach Pittman and also take into account the emphasis that's placed on the line of scrimmage in SEC play with a head coach that's been a former offensive line coach as Pittman, how does that help Arkansas going forward with a guy that kind of really understands the way it's played in the SEC on the line?
Well, I mean, it's really awesome, and to have two coaches coaching O-line, basically, when you, I'm sure when practice is going on, Coach Pittman is really close to the O-line, so you got two great coaches helping you out, and, Coach Pittman is one of the best offensive line coaches in the country. I mean, I know he's a head coach, but he's definitely going to be involved with that O-line, so, that's all, I'm definitely keeping that in account, and, when you have all these different people helping you out, it just helps you out a lot. It's like finding all these different tools to put in your toolbox, right, if that makes sense.
Big Mike, who are some of the other schools right now that on social media we call showing you the love and recruiting you the hardest?
I would say Florida State, Iowa, Maryland, Oregon, and Texas.
Do you have any added pressure, Mike, when you go out on the football field, having a dad that played at the professional level for, as we said before, you came on 9 years? I mean, how, is it added pressure, or is that something that you just embrace and are grateful to have grown up around so many and had so many great opportunities?
Well, I think, if anything, the only pressure I have is not doing good, so my dad doesn't yell at me. But no, I don't feel any pressure. Honestly, playing football makes me happy, and I just try to play the game with as much aggression and as physical and with the best technique I can. And you know what? I don't like to think about like I'm Tom Myslinski's son. I like to think about I'm Michael Myslinski. So I try to. So.
Talking with Mike Myslinski of Jacksonville, Florida, Bishop Kenny High School. When you look at NFL or collegiate linemen, in particular centers, Big Mike, who are some of those guys that you'd like to pay attention to?
Well, you're talking about like particular people I like to watch?
Yeah.
I'd say Jason Kelsey's one of my favorite offensive linemen. I try to really model my game after him. He's an athletic, physical lineman. Great. That dude's feet are incredible. And I gotta say my favorite player in the NFL has got to be Quentin Nelson, guard for the Colts. I mean, that guy's a stud.
Right.
Yeah. There's a reason why both of those guys are all pros, but the way he plays the game is just how offensive linemen should be played, finishing past the whistle. I heard him say this one thing once. He told a ref he was deaf because he kept walking past the whistle, and I thought that was great. I loved it.
Now, when I come there to Bishop Kenny in Jacksonville, and I give a popcorn, I like to drink a Sprite 20 ounce. I go to the highest bleacher in the stadium. When that ball's kicked off, Big Mike, what type of football player will I see in Mike Myslinski for 4 quarters?
You're going to see someone that's going to hustle all 4 quarters, and I'm just going to try my best to just blow my defender off the ball and do as my coach tells me to do. But I'm not going to stop playing until that fourth quarter is over, because
I like that.
That's not how it's always taught to play. So
we're talking with Mike Myslinski, big time 2021 center prospect for the University of Arkansas. Sam Pittman, Brad Davis, and that entire offensive staff there at Arkansas. But let's have a little fun, my man. We're down in Jacksonville. It's a nice sunny day, Big Mike. In the car, I'm the OG, and I'm trying to find out some good music. What's the first 5 songs on the Mike Myslinski playlist that I get to listen to as we ride?
Oh, see, that's a hard question, but I'm going to go with a little hard rock here. I like Enter Sandman.
All right.
I like, what else? say. Give me a heart. I don't want to.
Take your time.
Maybe Welcome to the Jungle.
I'm with it.
Welcome to the Jungle. Maybe some Rock of Ages.
Okay,
You know,
now-
Def Leppard in there.
So you're here to the OG side of things, huh?
Yeah, I like some rap too. Maybe some hot by Young Thug or
I'm with it.
Lift Me Up. Yeah, so that'd be mine. I'm more of a hard rock guy,
Hey, I'll
honestly.
definitely come to the state of Florida State and roll with you. Last question, and Big Mike, thanks for taking time out here. I know we just reached out, spoke shortly, and you were able to make time out. I want to thank you very much for that. But when football is over with, when it's all said and done, you play collegiate, professional, and you hung it up, and you hung them up for good. What will Mike Myslinski from Jacksonville, Florida, Bishop Kenny High School be doing with the second phase of life after football?
Well, I'd like to become a coach like my dad and my grandpa and my brother. So I'm gonna follow in that route. Hopefully, I'm gonna study exercise science, kinesiology. I'd like to be a strength coach when I grow up. So if football doesn't work out, that's what I like to do. I'd love to get a GA somewhere after if all doesn't happen. Just because I want to be around the game. That's what I love. So I don't want to do anything else.
Well,
So I'm
Big
a
Mike,
coach.
thanks for taking time out. Hey, let's continue to talk and not let this be the last time. Our show is your show. Our line is your line. So as the season goes on, Big Mike, can we get a Mike Myslinski update throughout the season here on OTH?
Yes, sir, for sure. Just let me know.
All
I
right.
love it.
All right,
Appreciate
Big
you
Mike.
having me.
Hey, thanks for taking time out, and you have a blessed one. And, hey, good luck on a great senior season.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Uh-huh.
Hopefully we have one.
All right, Big Mike. That was Big Mike Myslinski of Jacksonville, Florida, Bishop Kenny High School. We talked to him. He was going to try to get on. We didn't know it, so we didn't tell you. But that's who was the playing guest for 145. Another big fella, Demetrius, with yet and still a tie to Coach Pittman and Coach Brad Davis.
Yeah, absolutely. That's due to the relationship with his father. That's going to be a kid that, they know the character of his parents. And he has NFL experience, so his technique is going to really be sound. He's going to know how to train, and he's going to have a mental built to play football.
Hey, Pittman told us, Demetrius, in that press conference, and it's starting to come to fruition that they would have a presence in Georgia, and they would have a presence in the state of Florida. And when you look at the guys in that state, Coach Sam, I believe, I should say John Cooper, Jimmy Smith, and Coach Fountain in that state, they're going to get players. And to couple the fact with the relationships that have been built from Justin Stepp's time, recruiting the state of Florida. I'm pretty sure Coach Davis, having coached at Florida, has some ties in that state as well. Just going to be a big thing, and it's another 2022 kid, Demetrius. That 22 class has a chance. If Arkansas can get 6 wins, I think, and get a little buzz heading into that year 2 of Coach Sam Pittman, I think that could be a very, very special and historical class there signed by Sam Pittman in that 22 group. But we want to give a shout out before we get out of here to our guest of today. With that being said, KJ Adams, the 2021 power forward, came on and talked a lot of Coach Musselman. As we speak, he's on a call with Coach Musselman's staff right now. He's out of Westlake High School in Austin, Texas. Want to thank him for coming on. Also, too, want to give a big shout out to who's our guest in the second? Dante Anderson of Homestead High School, Miami, Florida, the 2022 defensive end, 4-star, has a lot of options. And lastly, Big Mike Myslinski of Jacksonville, Florida, Bishop Kenny High School, the 2021 center prospect, is going to be one we got to keep an eye on. I think things with Pittman may prove, you had Javian Hunt, that proved to spell dividends, and I know Coach Pittman and his staff hope that this big fella will call Fayetteville home. I mean, you always got to start with a good center, and from watching tape, this young man is quite the player, and he's an SEC difference maker, in my opinion, and many, many more throughout. But that's going to do it. I want to give a shout out to our sponsor before we get out of here. With that being said, Lindsay and Associates, with an office location in Fayetteville, an office location also too in Rogers. Locomotion, it's located just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall in Fayetteville. Corey Beck's Custom Painting, and the one we talk about all the time, KDK's Chicken, down at 989 South Razorback Road. Go see Keith, Kathy, get some of that love, and like selling the building. It's not your mama's, but I added this. It's the best chicken and waffles in the South. Meet us there or beat us there. KDK's Chicken at 989 South Razorback Road. I think I may go get me some. Demetrius, how about you? You going?
Yeah, I think about going grab me some.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get them down there. But we'll be back tomorrow. Hey, we got a good show tomorrow. I'm telling you. Pay attention. Stay close. You might like it. We got more of those Hall guys coming up. Because like we tell you, they don't stop, and neither will we. But that's going to do it for today's show. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. You guys have a blessed one, and you know what I say. Let's get it.
Guys.